Monday, Plus Sports and Plus TV Africa. I am not a big fan of Mondays, and this particular was off the hook. I don't want to talk about it, really. My name is Wale Scott. Welcome on the show. Now, you don't want to hear the story of getting to work on this particular Monday morning and other Monday mornings. It's terrible.
Well, we're still dealing with issues about our traffic congestions, especially on Mondays. I mean, everyone is trying to get to a brand new week of work, and the urgency can be quite.
It's like a fresh start for everyone.
Mm-hmm. And when you think you're leaving home quite early, there's someone leaving home earlier than you.
True. So. Now, Kwara United on Sunday defeated visiting Remo Stars 2-1 in Ilorin as the Nigerian Professional Football League second stanza resumes. The host lost 3-0 to the reverse fixture to Remo on matchday 19 at Ikene, but in Ilorin they raised their game and ensured they claimed the maximum 3 points at stake to enhance their chase for a continental ticket. Before the clash, Kwara United, in preparation for the second round, signed 2 players, Al Bahrain Sport Club striker Akiade Moses and defender Manir Imrana from Zaria-based Golden Lights FC, while highly sought-after captain Christopher Nwaize left for champions Aqua United. Remo drew first blood when Haruna Adi opened score in 37 minutes to stun fans at the Ilorin Stadium, but Stephen Jude restored parity in the 45th minute before Samad Kadri grabbed the winner in the 74th minute to send the home supporters into wild jubilations. Kwara moved to 4th place with 34 points from 20 games, same as 3rd place Enugu Rangers, who boast a superior goals difference. Now, before I go to Remo Stars against Kwara, the Afonja Warriors, they call them, the good news is finally the Nigerian Premier League has resumed. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how it takes us so long to understand how these things should work. We go on whatever holidays for as long as possible, then come back and resume, and we expect the best of these guys. They should be rusty. Why did they stop the league in the first place?
Why did they stop the league?
Yeah.
I don't know. No, only the people who made the call, the decision on that can really tell us. We're yet to actually get any of them to speak on record. But I think talking about your point about why does it take so long to restart a league, I mean, it's the same thing that we see oftentimes every year with ASU strikes constantly. The question of negotiations seem to come up every season. Contracts are always being talked about, and the administration of our football in Nigeria is not very efficient. It's not very effective.
Because I can boastfully say that if the Nigeria Premier League says we're going to resume on January 11th, I can boastfully say they'll postpone it 3 times. I'm sure of that, and it always happens. It's like I'm Nostradamus or something, you know? They always postpone it. Now, let's go to the fact that we expect to play on the continent, and we expect to do well against teams like Al Hilal, Al Ali, Mamelodi Sundowns in South Africa, Orlando Pirates in South Africa, who have their league going on constantly. They never postpone it. There are structures in place there, and we want to go on the continent and do well. Kwara now are fighting to be top 3, so they can be on the continent. Which players do they have? Where is the structure that we want to go and face teams like Al Ali, Sundowns, Orlando Pirates? We don't have that structure. We don't have the players. The talents are there, yeah. But are they groomed enough?
You know, what I fear is that there is no answer to our problems, because internally, this league belongs to us, and it's us that can make it effective. We could go out and outsource the administration of these clubs and the league as a whole by employing expatriates from other countries who have plenty of experience. But can we expect and can we be certain that they will maintain the high standard of work that they've demonstrated elsewhere when they know that the league doesn't belong to them, they don't have a personal stake in it, as well as the fact that the culture surrounding them can set a bad example and depress the work ethic? I don't know if there's a magic pill or silver bullet that can be shot into this problem. At the end of the day, it's all about will. Are there enough
but
people?
FC Ifeanyi did that, which at a point is the only, and is still the only privately owned club. The rest are owned by state governments. And as far as the state governments remain with these clubs, we're not going anywhere.
Certainly, privatization of these clubs, the running of these clubs, the ownership of these clubs will go a long way. But at the end of the day, there still has to be a culture in our football, not just at government level. It has to be everyone in it who's rowing in the same direction. Past footballers have to be ready to step up into positions of coaching, step up into positions of administrators, and they have to be thinking like every alumni of any system, of any institution must think, I have to improve upon the system I met, the system that groomed me to make me the person that I am, because the next generation needs to go further than I could get.
I don't want to use the word sports. Let's just stick to the fact that football is the case study today.
Yes.
As long as politics is involved with our football, we're not going anywhere. I'll give you an example. The only person who actually showed a glimpse that football in Nigeria could work was FC Ifeanyi. When he first came on and he started the club, he brought in Brazilians. He brought in a Brazilian coach. And they were playing good football. Now, apart from playing good football, people were going to the field not just to watch football, but to watch the Brazilians. You know, we've seen foreigners in our league,
yes,
light-skinned guys.
Yeah.
The coach is light-skinned. But they didn't do exceedingly well. But at least the fact that he brought in Brazilians, he brought in a coach, he was boasted about about buying a plane for the team to. But after a while, we realized that at the end of the day, it was just all politics.
I get what you're saying about keeping politics out of sport, but the truth is, every act in this world that is in the public eye is a political act. Whether you do it with intent of politics behind it or just the perception that it's political, at the end of the day, it has influence on certain people, and those people perceive it and act accordingly to what they perceive. No matter what institution, no matter how completely separated from government as you can get, there's someone trying to get ahead of someone else, playing a game of cat and mouse for positions, jostling for a better working environment. Even the head of the company, of the institution, of the club, is trying to project an image of success even when there's problems, deep-rooted problems within the club. He's trying to play perception. And ultimately, when you're playing a game of perception, that's politics.
Well, I hope Debola will be able to get us some of the EPL results from over the weekend. But while we're getting that done, Chelsea against Brentford. And I've heard different stories, you know, not from Chelsea fans now, from neutral people who have said maybe the trouble with trying to sell the club, maybe the trouble with Abramovich might just be the problem. But the question is, what went wrong against a team like Brentford?
Every team is going to have its moments where it cannot win everything against every club that it comes against. Unfortunately, at this time, there's a huge elephant in the room that every eye turns to as soon as Chelsea drop points. Oh, it must be because of what's going on with the sanctions. Regardless of that, I still feel that Chelsea should not have lost that game. All things being equal, on a good day, Chelsea should not have lost that game. But a lot of individual errors in defense, and taking nothing away from Brentford, they counter-attacked against Chelsea very, very well.
They were so confident at Stamford Bridge.
And I think I already saw the efforts, the impressions of Christian Eriksen within that team. He could hold on to the ball and keep it, maintain composure, pick out the right passes, and I think it really, and then his movement, because he grabbed a goal on the day, but his presence, I think, stabilized the forward line. It stabilized the expectation that the players up front will get the ball, and it brought out speed out of them because they knew the ball would come to them, and everyone moved in unison.
The guys who were on the run, taking each other one-on-one. Liverpool beat Watford 2-0. Man City beat Burnley 2-0 over the weekend.
Yes.
Same scoreline.
Yes. I think we've seen something like this in Spain when Barcelona lose, even though they're on top, and you think Real Madrid are going to grab take the ball by the horn and win the next game, they lose by the same scoreline. The pressure is always so high that they're basically playing to a rhythm, each other's rhythm. And on this day, both leading clubs got the same results against lesser teams, but it was still what you would expect, because right now the team that you would expect to score more goals are Liverpool. They have a higher goals scored ratio than Manchester City. So ultimately, if Manchester City scoring just 2 goals, it does not surprise me. If Liverpool score less than 3 goals, that's a surprise.
Well, Manchester United had a chance to actually move up the table, but they drew 1-1.
Ronaldo wasn't present, and I think he could have made a big difference. The team is still finding it very difficult to create chances. With all of what we talk about Bruno Fernandes' ability, I think that midfield is lacking 2 key things. A solid defensive midfielder who can hold the line regardless of where his other 2 midfield partners are on the pitch, and a creative midfield general. Because Bruno Fernandes plays more like a number 8, running to get into the box to score goals, occasionally dropping deep to pick out passes, but his job is not really to keep the momentum ticking, which is where you would expect Pogba. But Pogba oftentimes plays like a box-to-box midfielder, and he's not very good at defending, which is what leaves the team very exposed in midfield. They just do not have the right balance of midfielders in the team, and that is creating a lot of situations. If Manchester United had gotten a player like a player in the mode of Modric, they would be a whole lot better off than they are right now.
Okay, Debola and Francis in them might not like me right now, but I want to place my bets on Crystal Palace tonight against Arsenal.
I believe so too. I think Crystal Palace can get the job done. I don't think they will lose. They might not win, but I don't think they will lose. And Vieira will know exactly how to stifle a team that is
An Arsenal legend.
Yes, he will know how to stifle a team that plays the ball well and then gets the ball to the wings, to the Bukayo Sakas, to the Martinelli. Defensively, they are more, I think, astute than Arsenal. It's yet to be seen whether that Arsenal team, because right now Arteta is playing with the back three centre-backs, which is bringing out the best out of Ben White, who we saw that before he came to Arsenal was also playing in a back 3. And when at the beginning of the season he was playing in a back 2, there were a lot of errors, a lot of mistakes. Sure. Now he's more comfortable, able to bring the ball to the midfield. But I think Vieira will find the right way to stretch that back 3. And we're yet to see if, when they are tested by a team that knows how to run them ragged, if the organizational mentality will stick, if they will be rigid and self-aware to stick to Arteta's defensive plan.
Well, like we say on the show, we have a lot of admiration for guys who bet, because football is really a tough thing to bet. And that's why most boys will complain, yay, ticket tija, you know? Because truth be said, these things happen, and I was stunned about the weekend in the Bundesliga when RB Leipzig's Konrad Neymar scored twice and set up a third goal for a stunning 4-1 victory at second-placed Borussia Dortmund. That all but killed off the host's slim title hopes. The result left Dortmund 9 points behind leaders Bayern Munich, 4-1 winners at Freiburg with 6 games remaining. Leipzig, who tightened the hold on 4th place on 48 points, struck against the run of play when Neymar chipped the ball over keeper Gregor Kobel in the 21st minute to shock the first sold-out crowd in a Signal Iduna Park in more than 2 years. What was to be a big football party for the host, with top striker Erling Haaland in the starting lineup and in front of 81,000 fans, turned into a nightmare when Austria international Neymar added a second with a deflected shot 10 minutes later. Every goal from Leipzig came from outside the box.
Mostly, yes.
There were 4 goals and 3 was outside the box.
Yes, yes. I don't know what went wrong for Dortmund. Their games are usually full of goals.
True.
Erling Haaland is back. You'd expect a lot of, I don't know, his ability on the ball, his presence, to create a lot of worry for the Leipzig defense. But it really didn't matter, and he wasn't involved in the single goal that they did score, and that goal seemed to come against the run of play. It was just a bunch of
too many legs together, and then somebody gets his head to it.
Yes, Leipzig obviously owned that match.
True that. Kylian Mbappe scored twice and provided 3 assists. The Paris Saint-Germain kept their 12-point lead at the top of the French championnat with victory over lowly Lorient.